get to it.
Yeah, sure.
Sure,
We're
sure.
we're on. All right, good evening, Mzansi. Tonight, Atleti, ice cold in Sevilla. Pirates punch their calling KO ticket. Gallants run riot, as I always say. And Juve, we said they were going to sack Trudeau, didn't we, Roy? We said Inter, Cruz, and the Carabao Cup gives us goals and shocks. But you know what? The biggest talking point of the week is that masterclass by Palace at Anfield. So buckle up for a good show.
Yeah, definitely, because La Liga they kick proceedings off on Monday when Atletico de Madrid beat Real Betis at the Benito Villamarin, 2 goals without reply, business trip, clean sheet, no nonsense. Then we'll move over to the Serie A, where in Italy Napoli edged out Lecce, and Milan also split the points in Bergamo against Atalanta. Internazionale played to a 3-0 win as they were entertaining the Viola at the San Siro. Juventus sent off Igor Tudor with a 3-1 win against Udinese. Wow, there's so much to get through. Hey, Van Roy, who's it?
Sure, Fede. And yeah, in other news, in domestic cup, Pirates beat Magesi 2-1. Calans beat Stellenbosch 4-0, Baba. 4-0, four big ones. And in England, Carabao, Arsenal remains the top dogs. Hey,
I'm telling you, Lani.
Yeah, Chelsea survive a 7-goal brawler. Newcastle blunt Spurs, and then Palace blast Liverpool.
All right, guys.
Let's go straight to La Liga.
Let's argue. Let's go straight to La Liga. Timo,
let's shoot straight to La Liga, because Atletico Madrid were absolutely on fire at the Benito Villamarin. Atletico Madrid walked into the stadium on a mission. The purpose was to control the game. The purpose was to look for the team to be solid and compact, and to ensure that they keep a clean sheet. Manuel Pellegrini's team, they ran out of ideas. They tried their very best to come back into the game, but absolutely to no avail. Even Atletico Madrid's new signing, Alex Baena, ended up getting a goal, a cracker of a goal to that. And overall, the Colchoneros will be very happy with this away victory.
You know what?
100%. Just on tactics, Atleti's 4-4-2 slid into a 4-2-2-2. Out of possession and choking Betis between the lines. Progression traps on the touch line, and then direct verticals. A textbook Simeone road win.
No, definitely. Statement energy before a heavy La Liga weekend from Spain to Zanzi, the cup that feeds the chaos. The chaos continues because in the Carling knockout, Orlando Pirates hit 2. Magesi could only get 1. Pirates bounced back from CAF heartbreak with grit, not pretty, but it was very necessary for those Paganias, because at least those t-shirts, we were starting to miss them at the gym.
Yeah, but then if you thought you saw action, then you should have seen the Marumo Gallants game against Stellenbosch. Marumo Gallants scored 4 goals with no reply from Stellenbosch. They were absolutely rampant. They pressed high. They had the second ball dominance and the composure in the box. What a marvel to watch. I think Stellies, they couldn't they live up to the tempo or to the pressure that was coming from Marumo Gallants. I think Stellenbosch really needs to take a moment to actually reflect on what's going on, because things are really not going their way. They have more bad results than good results, and these results are actually not evening each other out. We're all hoping that one of the good days, Stellenbosch will find their feet again and will start playing like the team from last season. But so far, it's really not coming together.
Yeah, and then just to add on that, Galan's front five, they arrested that defense, eh? And And then they let them counter press immediately after shots.
Yeah.
Still try to build basically from the back and try and get shots in, but they got suffocated.
Yeah.
It was bad.
No, I don't know what's going on, Roy, with Stellies. I just need to go visit those guys, maybe share some wine with them, and I'm sure we can get them back, into it, So, cup football is a liar and a poet at the same time, because one time it's beautiful when it's your team, but then if you are Liverpool, you hate cup. You say they're just a waste of time. We didn't even want to win this. But this weekend, it's going to be big, and it's sang for gallants. Let's talk about Serie A. Thibaut, your favorite place. I think you know what? If I won the Powerball, Thibaut, I'd go ahead and buy you a space somewhere there in Italy. I'd go buy you a shack somewhere in Milan, somewhere,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, bro. I think, look, for your 40th, we must all dress up like Maximus in Gladiator. You understand? So that we are like Italy galore. Or you don't
Nah,
know.
no. We need to dress up in suits like Clarence Seedorf, my man.
Okay, like Scarface. All right. Now let's get into Serie A.
No, definitely. We saw Napoli travel to Lecce, and they put on a professional away job where they got a 1-0 victory. One chance, one lead, 3 points. This is champions mentality. This is what they do. This is an Antonio Conte side. This is exactly what we expect from them.
Yeah.
Hey, Van Roy,
Sure.
yeah, you still there, bro? What's going on with your Mobi say?
It's the the weather is a bit bad on my side, so
Me
yeah, it's a
too.
bit
Yeah.
shaky. Yeah, so on my side, like Inter, they actually won. They won 3-0 against Fiorentina.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the guys there scored a brace. Could have scored a hat trick, but yeah, ended on a brace. And it's matrimony and menace actually. And I'm just glad that Inter bounced back empathetically as well.
Yeah, but you know what? I think for me, I told Thibaut about Milan not going to do anything. The old man is retiring in Milan. He's not gonna make them win anything, bruh. So anyway, we did predict, guys. We should have bet. Maybe we are not betting people, but we should have put a bet that Trudeau was gonna get fired. We said it. We said it. Do you remember, guys? We all
Yeah.
mentioned
No,
it.
definitely. No,
Now he's
definitely.
gone. Now he's
And
gone.
and when you take everything into account, his charges gave him a proper send off with the three
Yeah.
one victory against Udinese. It was a solid performance. And then the big shoe, all of a sudden, it gets announced that Igor Tudor has been sacked. Reports now point to Luciano Spalletti being the guy to succeed him to take over the reins up until
Yeah.
the end of the season with an option to renew. So I don't know about you, but hopefully this group in the Juventus team will get a coach who will actually find a way to get the very best out of them.
But Spalletti is very strict. So, I think Italians, like Brazilians, sometimes need a very strict coach because they've got the flair, but they just need someone to just get that flair in line. You don't want. That's why someone like what's his name, Ancelotti, is an enigma in Italian football because they're not used to a free playing Italian coach. We are used to strict Conte, put your Cambiaso right there in front of you. Anyway, I digress. In Rome, where we said we're going to be dressing like what you call Maximus, they beat Parma 2-1. But what you saw is that Parma had so many chances which they missed throughout the game. And it happens in games like this where you feel like you're close to getting back into the game, but your strikers just keep missing. Roma suffered, they know. But you know what? They got 2-1. They solved the problem.
3 points in the bag is all I can say.
That's it, man. And then we've got some nice Carabao Cup action. Start us off, Thibaut.
Yeah, we saw the would-be champions of the Premier League, Arsenal, entertaining Brighton at the Emirates Stadium. No fuss, no frills. They won 2-0. another consummate professional performance from the Gunners. They are continuing in their rich vein of form. They look almost unbeatable. I repeat, can Mikel Arteta maintain this form all the way to the end of the season, all the way to the pot at the end of the rainbow with titles
Mm.
and more titles? It's yet to be
I'm
seen.
sure.
And
I'm sure every time he goes to his Spanish sangoma, he is asking for exactly that. Like, please, can I please win it? Like, I don't need to even go to the next round of Champions League. Just get me the league win. That's a monkey on his back, man.
I don't know about all of that, but then we also saw Swansea, the team from Wales, entertaining Manchester City. Manchester City were all about rotation, but they were still ruthless. They managed to score 3 goals, but they couldn't keep a clean sheet. As Swansea managed to score 1 goal. Another consummate performance from Pep Guardiola's boys. Even if they rotated the squad, they played well enough to get the result and move on to the next round.
Yeah, true. On my side, it was an infield shock. I don't wanna lie. Uh, as we said, Crystal Palace again. Yeah, so Liverpool suffered a 3-0 defeat to Palace, and yeah, Slot rotated. He played a lot of youngsters. Palace did not care at all. They said, "You are Liverpool. We're getting you again. We are beating you. We're eating you, bruh."
Mm.
And then they actually pinpoint counters as well. They had aerial threat and the midfield runs from the deep. And that was very, very comprehensive. Hey, Lebza, tell us what happened there with the Wolves game. Eh?
Bruh, so I'm just holding this just for my one day, just world champion, just so that he can just see world champion. I'm sure he's always holding the world champion trophy. But Wolves, you know what? A very high scoring game, and they're at home, and Wolves haven't started very well in the league. So you know what? We thought maybe since they've got some goals in them, they're gonna do something. But nah, Estevao lit the pitch. That kid is becoming something. Maybe the best Brazilian is not in the Bernabeu, is actually in what you call Stamford Bridge, because it was chaos, chaos full of classical moves, classical goals, but with Wolves trying to swing a punch. Every time they punch, they get punched back. The world champs, just
Hey,
like
Lebza,
Chelsea. Yeah.
Elebza, I just want to say as a side note, I'm very disappointed in your comment right now. I honestly would have expected you to claim that Rafinha is the best Brazilian right now. But anyways, it's fine.
Rafinha's been injured. He's been injured, bro. So you can't really,
I'm not disputing that. I'm not disputing that, but it's a recent injury. I mean, again, I still say Rafinha is definitely maybe the second best player. Okay, he just got injured now. Second best
yeah,
player after Usman Dembele. But anyways, that's neither here or there. If we move to
Usman
Tyneside,
Dembele.
yeah,
All right.
Dembele number one, Baba. Dembele. Forget. But then when we move on to Tyneside, we saw Newcastle entertaining Tottenham Hotspur. The Magpies were physical. The Magpies were direct. The Magpies were vertical. Spurs, they tried to press, but it just was not coming together. It didn't really look like it was a synced routine. Spurs are really in a dip as of late. They almost look like they've come off the boil. Newcastle managed to score 2 goals at home without reply. They managed to keep a clean sheet. Very consummate and professional performance. I think Eddie Howe will be very happy with this result.
Well, I think Mina Eddie Howe is getting himself into too many cups. He should just focus on the league. Like qualifying for the Carabao Cup just waste some time. We all know, guys. Like if you really are a team like Newcastle who can't attract so much big talent, the talent that you can attract, you need to use it wisely and use it for the biggest games. So he must just leave the Carabao Cup and really focus on the league so that he comes second or he comes third and he's always in the Champions League. But anyway, who am I? This Zuma. Let's get into this weekend's PSL today. That's why I'm wearing my yellow cap, guys. Kaiser Chiefs is playing right now at around 7:30, and then my wife also wants us to go out for dinner. Man, so who do I make happy here? All right. I will thank you guys for your advice in the comments. Just let me know what should I do. Kaiser Chiefs is playing at 7:30, and my wife wants me to go with her for a night out to go eat.
You're
What should
better
I?
off taking out your wife because Chiefs will disappoint you.
Oh, look at
It
that!
was a big
That
shots
was a
fired.
dig. That was a dig for
Wasn't a
someone who,
dig.
for
That
someone
was
who's
a dig. This
someone
is
who's
from one
losing
brother
against
to another.
Sundowns. Mm.
This is from one brother to another.
Well, speaking about Chiefs, they're playing in Cape Town. I mean, in Durban, KZN today. They're playing Durban City, coached by our former coach, and that is the guy who used to coach Wits, who used to coach Super Sport. One of the only coaches to win it with those teams. So we want to see exactly how he is because he is our voodoo coach. He always wins against us. I think that's why we thought maybe let's hire him and we'll beat everybody else, but we couldn't beat everybody else. He's just great against Chiefs. So Amakosi need a much needed statement away today to win because they didn't win their last matches. They've been doing so many draws. You can call them a Picasso. Thibaut?
Yeah, after that we'll see Siwelele entertaining Sekukune United. There'll be a lot of tight margins in this game. Set pieces on everything, I think, will go down to a coin flip because these teams are so similar. I think both teams need the 3 points from this particular game. So I think it should be a spectacle for the neutral because, as I said, these teams are very similar in terms of their attributes and their weaknesses.
Hey Thibaut, first, your camera is frozen, man. Just refresh your camera, dog. You see,
I
using
just
a
want to
Hey.
using a Mobicel does this to you. You see, that's why I'm sponsored, and I'm gonna mention my sponsor in the next 2 weeks. So when you dial in, I'll tell you who's sponsoring my gadgets, who's sponsoring my phones, who's sponsoring my watch. Just don't worry, not yet, but we know that Thibaut is sponsored by Mobicel because every time his network gonna make him freeze. We're gonna be
Hey,
speaking
return
nice.
of the Mac, Baba. Return of the Mac. Relax.
Then all of a sudden,
This
while we're
one.
speaking to him, one of our eyes is closed, one is open. Is like, Roy,
Yeah, he
Roy,
wants to say that you are Forrest Whitaker, huh? With one eye closed, one eye
yeah,
open.
Forrest
moving
Whitaker,
on to moving on to Saturday, I think this is the headlines. This is gonna make headlines. We
yeah,
have Sundowns entertaining Orlando Pirates and a sold out Loftus. Okay,
yeah.
so Shine and Piano versus the Ghost Ship. Huh? We'll
Mhm.
see where it goes, and we'll see if transitions decide it. Lebza, what's happening other than this big headline on Saturday?
No, no, Roy. I wanna park here a little bit and look at my friend on the other side over you. That other
Yeah,
side.
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
he's going to have a problem this week because what's going to happen is Sundowns have now started to lose a bit of their shoe shine because of
Yeah,
recent matches, especially also against Pirates finding a way to get past them. So the match hinges on Sundowns really just reasserting
yeah.
their authority and saying, hey, 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 hey,
I'm
we
still
see
here.
you're on form. We see you're on form, Pirates, but we are not about form. We are class. So just
Class.
keep, you see, so that's the one angle, right? Where Sundowns is coming at, and they don't want now Pirates, because if Pirates wins on the other side, there's now an additional amount of confidence that's going to radiate now within the Pirates camp. And when you do that to a championship chasing team, it's going to go well for them. Now, when they get to places like Durban City, you get to places like where teams are struggling, they will just win the 3 points even just by appearing because now the teams fear them. So there's
I,
that. And then also Pirates also want to assert themselves as it's not just a flash in the pan. We are actually now title contenders. We're not bridesmaids. They're not twan.
yeah.
Then they get there. Sometimes you go ahead. You lift the trophy every year. No. So yeah. So I think it's going to be a huge match. I'd love to hear the Pirates fan there. What do you think is going to happen?
Well, obviously, I want my team to win. I think both teams right now, This game can really just go down to the wire. It's there for the taking for both teams. But one thing that I will maybe add on or agree with you, Lebza, is that Pirates really need to stop this whole bridesmaid thing. It's one thing to play beautiful football, to score many goals, to have all this talent in the squad, but at the end of the season, we need trophies.
Mm.
And I don't want to be a negative person, but in my lifetime, I think Orlando Pirates have lifted the league trophy, if not three, then maybe four times. So
Yeah.
this is very stressful for me. And
Ish.
with that in mind, I think games like this are very important to assert yourself in the title challenge. Orlando
True.
Pirates have it all to do. And because Mamelodi Sundowns will be at home, they will feel like the whole game will actually be in their favor. They'll feel like whatever momentum will also be in their favor. So I think it's for Orlando Pirates to do. They need to show and assert themselves that this is their moment, that this is the time that they will rise to the challenge.
I
True.
well, we
I
definitely
just want
will
to
see.
ask.
Yes, Roy.
I just want to ask. So, if you had to predict the score, Netivo, what would
Yeah.
you say the scoreline would be?
Taking into account that these teams have met so many times, right? I think it would be easy maybe to say a draw, but I think Orlando Pirates will come out with a 2-1 win.
Okay, and you, Lebo?
No, me. I'm seeing a draw, 2-2.
Yeah, I also think so. It's gonna be a tough one.
Mm.
Okay,
I'm, I'm,
okay.
I'm I'm also a Kaiser Chiefs fan, so I'm hoping both of them drop 2 points. So it's not a comment that doesn't have any a bit of
Yeah.
spice in it. But look, let's talk about Atazwane and his team.
And triple one.
He 10-1 has now come in, and he's obviously trying to also make a name for himself as a coach, especially after his stint as being assistant coaches in Chiefs and also coaching and also moving to, I think he was at Golden Arrows also. So he's really trying to now just stand up on his own, but he hasn't managed. He's still now a bottom table coach, so he's really trying to see if he can really put his chest up. But Chipa are stubborn. Chipa United don't just lie down. They will definitely put up a fight versus Amazulu. Thibaut.
Yeah, after that, we'll see TX Galaxy entertaining Stellenbosch. Stellies must respond after the midweek horrendous performance where they conceded 4 goals. Not even a single player got a red card in that game, so I'm not sure they actually even wanted to rise to the challenge. Galaxy are at home, and they are really not generous when they're at home. They'll be looking to secure all 3 points and ensure that they compound the pressure at Stellies.
I no Thibaut. You know what? I don't even understand, dog. I don't even understand how Stellies can drop off so badly.
Yeah.
Um,
It doesn't
but
make sense.
but one thing I don't understand about you is that you want there to be a red card when people are losing badly. You are like a child that suckled on Pepe's tits, because really, like, where do you get this violence? Like, where do you just come and just
No,
become?
no, no, no. You know what? No, I'm sorry. Like I don't want to be come across like I'm being crazy or being disrespectful, but I just feel like it's one thing if maybe you lose 1-0 or 2-1, or 2-0, but once it's like 3 goals to the good and you haven't even either pulled one goal or something, that means you're getting dominated. So you must show some pride. You must show that whatever is happening on the pitch, you are not for that you are not like your teammates. You must show that you actually have character and you are against performances like this. So if the game is gonna end there, you guys have considered 4 goals, you didn't even try to pull one goal. You didn't have one person maybe get angry at what was happening on the pitch. Me, that tells me that you guys actually are not concerned. It tells me that you guys actually
Thibaut,
didn't care.
you missed your calling, bruh. You could have
What do you
actually
mean?
been a union member leader, and
Hey,
just
hey,
fight
hey,
these violent, for these violent people to fight,
gents,
because you're just pushing
gents,
violence there.
gents, please let's move on to the League of the Stars, La Liga. So first and
Yeah,
foremost, we're going to be kicking it off with Atletico de Madrid entertaining Sevilla at the Wanda
yeah.
Metropolitano Stadium. Atletico are red hot right now. Sevilla are searching for
Yeah.
an identity. Simeone will try and squeeze again so that his boys can get a result. Sevilla, I think, will want to bring on that form that saw them demolish Barcelona, because so far it
Well,
really
like,
looks
why
like
do we have to
only
go
a
to
flat
a match?
bad.
We have to go to a match like even before
Oh, Lebs,
international.
I don't get
break.
emotional.
Ah,
Oh, Lebs, I don't get emotional, man. Hey, Baba, Barcelona lost to Sevilla, Baba, man. Don't get emotional. What's done is done, in fact. Next thing, when I say Barcelona lost to Real Madrid, you're gonna continue screaming at me. Don't do that, man. Fan Roy, what happens after
Yeah.
the Atletico Madrid game?
So we have Real Sociedad versus Athletic Club. So it's Nico against the other guy. If Nico
Mikel Oyarzabal.
accelerates, what's his name?
Mikel Oyarzabal.
Okay, yeah, that one. if if Nico accelerates early, ne, the game will change. But if it doesn't, ne, then La Real's structure would dictate. So I think if they strike first and they strike hard, they will get the result. Yeah,
mm.
Tibo?
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Because after that, we will see Real Madrid entertaining Valencia, the team from Mestalla, at the Estadio Santiago Bernabeu. We might quite possibly see rotations from Xabi Alonso in preparation for the midweek Champions League clash against Liverpool, who are not in the best of form, and
Then
maybe
wake up
a
with
fresh.
you. They are going to wake up with Real Madrid.
No problem, sir. No problem,
Yeah.
sir. Valencia love to ambush Real Madrid, and if the recent games in the recent seasons are anything to go by, then Valencia could actually walk into the Santiago Bernabeu, snatch a win, and go lose the next 5 games.
Well, time for some reaction and some morale boost for the Barcelona team, because obviously after last week's game and the injuries that are just going on in the team, we definitely need a pick me up, But I think it also gives this kid Throw. There's this
I
new kid, guys. I don't know if you've heard or
Evan
seen him.
Roy.
Yeah,
Ah,
GRO.
we need to
I
order
see
Throw.
this
them
from Team
seeking the
Mulani.
eagle shadow. Eh?
We need to
Throw.
order these days from Team Mulani.
Yes, man. Look, Throw is going to show that we actually won't miss the other players so much, because Throw is such a talent, but he's just young, so they want to protect him. But I definitely do see Barcelona go ahead and win this match easy. It's all the upset is definitely only if Barca beat themselves. It's like a Federer match when he was getting older. He'll just try all these nice shots of his. But I don't, Thibaut. I know you know nothing about Federer. But one day we shall take you to
Bermuda
the.
Triangle. Do you know the Bermuda Triangle, Lebza?
Yes, yes, yes. I've heard of it.
So the Bermuda Triangle consists of Roger Federer, and it consists of Novak Djokovic, and who's the last guy? Who's the last guy, Lebza?
Nadal.
Ah, la la.
Rafael
Took you a
Nadal.
moment. Took you a moment. Took you a moment.
Nadal.
Let's go to the English Premier League, guys.
All right, we got nice matches coming up.
So Saturday we're going to be kicking things off with Burnley. Burnley will be entertaining the Gunners. The Gunners will be looking to protect their top spot. They want to avoid any post-cup flatline, any post-cup slip-ups. I think they want to go there, get the 3 points, go back to the Emirates Stadium. Done and dusted. After that, we'll see Crystal Palace entertaining Brentford. It'll be a giant killer derby between the two sides. I think both of them have very similar attributes. We will see who is the real giant killer between the two. And then Nottingham Forest will be entertaining Manchester United. Ruben Amorim is on the hunt for a fourth straight win on the trot. And Manchester United, it looks like the mood has really changed at Old Trafford. It looks like
We're
they're
starting
trying.
to see we're starting to see too many Man United tops, man. They're starting to get back, man. But you can see
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
before
they're coming out of the woodworks now. They've been hiding under rocks and stuff. But
Yeah,
I
and
think
people
it's
will be stitching their Man United t-shirts back together. Remember, there was a time where on social media they were cutting them.
Yes.
hey,
Now they'll be
hey,
putting them together. Yep.
it's crazy. And then after that, we're going to see a London derby where Tottenham Hotspur that will be entertaining the world champions Chelsea. Now, the Chelsea faithful would normally say in yesteryear that they are going to 3-point lane, but Tottenham Hotspur have moved out of White Hart Lane and moved into the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and they'll be looking to ensure that they keep their pride intact. Tottenham Hotspur have had a dip in form as of late. They've dropped results. They got knocked out of the Carabao Cup. And if Chelsea smell blood, they will go for the kill.
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's true. And on Sunday, we actually have Liverpool again versus Aston Villa. Thibaut, remember what I
Again.
said last week about Aston Villa? I told you that
Yeah.
they're gonna be hungry. I told you
Mm.
that
Yeah.
they're going to want to prove a point, and they did it. They did
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
against City, and now they want to try it against Liverpool. That's so unfair.
Mm.
But
What
yeah,
you you think they're gonna beat Liverpool?
yo, it's gonna be tough. Yo, Enfield
Mm.
is no longer like that fortress, where people will come there and they're afraid,
Yeah.
and then the noise intensifies everything, and the players are aggressive and threatening. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. Slot needs intensity back right now. He needs to restore that on Enfield to say that what, this is a fortress,
Mm.
and nobody's gonna come into my backyard and show me around. So
Yeah.
Emery is the last guy you don't want when you fragile. That guy
Mm.
is going
Stefan
to
Roy.
slaughter you. Yo, he is going to
Stefan
slaughter
Roy.
you. Yeah, bro.
Maybe the Anfield faithful need to do a petition and get Jamie Carragher back in the stadium. Maybe they'll start winning again.
Yeah, and that guy
Or
is also ruthless.
or they can get the pirates' eggs. They can get the
Yeah,
pirates' eggs that
yeah.
is
This guy.
in the
We
This guy.
need
What does
we
Pirates
need
have to
that
do with
juju of
this?
pirates to put there at a pose.
yes, get those eggs. To get those
Yeah,
eggs.
then in other news in West Ham, West Ham actually will face off Newcastle. Bowen versus the Block. Okay, aerials matter, so we'll see what happens there. Then we have Man City
Mhm.
entertaining Bournemouth. Uh, City should control the game, but Bournemouth restarts can sting. Like we've seen what those people
Mm.
did against other teams as well. And if you look at where they are right now on the log, they are
Mm.
proving that I'm going to bust up anyone that comes in my way, and I only want to see the top four spots. So they're going to try their best to upset City there.
No,
Yeah, it's
definitely
gonna be
City
hectic,
need
gents.
to win. City need a win.
Yeah, it's going to be hectic, gents. But then after that, we're going to see action in the Serie A. The defending champions Napoli will be entertaining Como at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium. It'll be Project Nico Paz versus the champion Steel with their mentality that says never say die. I think it'll be a box office match in the midfield as we watch Nico Paz try and break down Scott McTominay and Zambo Anguissa in the middle of the pitch. I think we're in for a very good game because Como will be looking to assert themselves to show that they are really a team built with the best youngsters that are here to actually challenge the big boys.
Mm.
Yeah, true. And then we also have Cremonense versus Juventus. They're gonna host Juventus. We'll see day one of the Spalletti era. Hey, what do you
Yeah.
guys think of it?
Mm. I know
Yeah, he
that
has
the
all the
Spalletti,
work to do.
Yes,
but he's
yeah.
gonna do
So
well.
we need
They
to
needed a
expect
dad.
compactness. Yeah.
They needed a dad. So now that they've got a dad, they're gonna play well.
They want to impress the father. Yeah, so
You
early
know that
patterns and
Italian
no
teams
gifts
like to
message
say,
needs to be brought.
look, the Italian teams and Brazilian players, they like to work for way older coaches because they believe older is wisdom, so they really respect. But if they get a young guy, then they disrespect them.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
true.
after that, we're going to see Hellas Verona entertaining Internazionale. Internazionale are in fifth gear right now. They're firing on all cylinders. but Verona will want to ensure that they also keep their pride intact. They'll want to disrupt this Inter side as they face them off at their home stadium over the weekend. And then after that, we'll see Fiorentina entertaining Lecce. The Viola need to be efficient. The Viola actually need a miracle. The Viola need goals. The Viola need creativity. The last 5 games for them have absolutely been terrible in the all competitions. So they'll be looking to restore the venom with which Moise Kean was killing the opposition with last season. And then lastly, we'll be seeing the match of the weekend where AC Milan will be entertaining AS Roma at the San Siro Stadium. Will it be Rafael Leao versus Paulo Dybala? We're not sure. I think it's all left to be seen because there's a lot of star power and firepower from both sides. Transitions will decide who breathes at the top, and obviously, it will also be dependent on which team will take their chances.
All right. It's that time. It's that time. If it's your first time here, I'd just go to, the chat quickly, give us your name, tell us you love us. You can hate on Tibo, he's a pirate
Ah,
supporter. He likes Real
ah,
Madrid. There's a lot of things not to like about him. Real Madrid, Pirates, So yeah. And then let us know, man, where you listening from. Ask us some questions if you want to know something, but the most important thing is subscribe so you don't miss the show, whether on a Monday or on a Friday. But we get to the segment, we call it props and flops. So the props goes for those players or those teams or those actions or those situations that stood out. So the first one, 4-0 from Marumo Gallants. 4 goals, no reply, some fire cup energy. That's the first option that you could choose from. Or is it Crystal Palace? 3-0 at Anfield. Ruthless, organized, fearless. We don't care whether you were a champion last year. Last year is last year. Or is it Juventus getting an amazing farewell party for Tudor with a 3-1 and decisive call? 3 goals, then a hard reset. So, which one do you select, Roy?
For me, I would give props to Crystal Palace because they have proven that if they get Liverpool in any competition, in any way, it's like that high school bully, that wherever I see you, yo, I'm gonna beat you. So
Mm.
I
on
give it to
site.
them. Yeah, I give it to them.
All right. And then you, Tibo?
I'm definitely going with Marumo Gallants. I think there's no team in the Betway Premier League who actually wants to face Marumo Gallants, whether home or away. They are such a tricky side who will capitalize on any slip up. They will put you to the sword. They will slit your throat. And
Mm.
if you do not prepare well, if you do not take your chances, they will come out on top. So my prop of the week is definitely Marumo Gallants for scoring 4 goals without reply and moving on to the next round in the cup competition.
I'll just have to go. I just thank you, Crystal Palace. It was quiet this week in the office. Like I appreciate you. And
Yo,
to,
yo,
to
yo,
give
yo,
it
yo.
to give it to us midweek was even better. You made midweek feel like a Friday, Crystal Palace. So yes, if they can put a statue of Crystal Palace on every Friday that's ever had, we love you, man. Timo, flop,
Yeah,
flop, flop,
yeah,
flop, 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 flip, flop.
yeah,
What
guys, we,
happened?
we really can't top what Lebza just said. But when we move on to our flops of the week, first and foremost, Liverpool are back in here. Another blunt night for the Reds at Anfield, Nohan. Their identity, I think, is wobbled under this rotation. Or maybe since they made all these signings and spent 500 million and are still not going anywhere or don't look like they are a better team. Our second option is Stellenbosch. The pressure is mounting after this hammering from the midweek action. I think they really need to reflect on what exactly they are doing and where exactly they want to see themselves. And lastly, we also have Fiorentina as an option for our flop of the week because the Viola, they look a shadow of themselves, taking into account the performances from last season. The results are not positive at all, and the trajectory of the team is actually very worrying. They
Mm.
are stringing up a host of losses in all the games that they're playing in every single competition. So those are the options for our flops of the week. So Van Roy, who's your flop of the week, biggest Lani?
It stays Liverpool. It stays Liverpool because they were supposed to do the job. They didn't, irrespective of them having a young squad out there in the Carabao Cup. A game is a game. It's not Liverpool Junior. They faced Liverpool. So for me, it's
Mm,
Liverpool.
Hey guys,
man,
can't Liverpool catch a break?
can't we
Can't.
give Roy? Can't we give Roy these glasses? Because that was an emotional statement, man. You know they're
Yeah,
not playing Liverpool
yo.
Junior. They're playing Liverpool.
And who's
Guys,
your big Lebza?
let me switch on my Temu fan quickly. Like, guys, I'm sponsored. Me, I told you, I'm sponsored.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
just for some air. Yeah, but anyway, when you're Kaiser Chiefs, you usually have money like that. Anyway, so my flop definitely is Liverpool. Thank you for an amazing week, Liverpool. We appreciate you. Tibo?
Yeah, then there you have it, guys. Those are flops and props for the week.
Yeah, and just to add, you can add Spurs press cohesion. They have fallen
Mm-hmm.
off, and Betis' creativity was like basically like a vacuum versus Atleti. And they actually solved them. No one ever could.
Yeah. Yeah, they were also bad. They were also definitely bad. But now, as we end, midweek gave us some clues. The weekend will hand out some truths that some people are not just off form, they actually have fallen off. From Loftus to the Metropolitano and the Cauldron at the bridge, we'll be watching.
Monday, we're back with the receipts. Who rose, who sank, and who needs January more than anyone else.
Yeah, so in the meantime, enjoy the football, not the narratives. Just be that person that loves football. Watch everything that you can, and then argue with us about the narratives afterwards.
This is Let's Argue. Three voices, one love, zero neutral opinions. Good night, Mzansi. Argue responsibly.
Yeah, sure. Tivo
Shabbat,
Lava
guys.
Alcraft featuring Van Roy, featuring the Mood Engineer. See you on Monday.
Sure, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Be safe.
You too. Cheers, guys.